So I remember exactly where I was. It was December 17th, and it was like past 10 p.m. It was at night at home, like in my apartment. And I got a call from one of our buddies. So it's a client that we had done SEO for back in the day. It was a publisher. And so like think of like a blog, right? But just, it was a publisher, and they were like, hey, yo, remember that weird thing you did? Could you, you think you could do that with $500,000? And I was like,
yeah, I can do a lot with $500,000.
Keep in mind, the weird thing we did was like $1,000. So he was like,
hey, we're talking about advertising still, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure.
So turns out they wanted to see if they could basically buy $500,000 worth of traffic from Facebook by the end of the year, and it's December 17th. There's like no contract in place or anything, so I have less than 2 weeks to figure this out. Based off of basically like a small little test I did, like messing around like 9 months ago, just because like we were friends and they were cool with us and trusted us. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm not really gonna have a Christmas this year. So I just basically was like, yeah, let's do it, because it's like I have to say yes to this. It's like a cool project. So I built essentially ads to like all the way through Christmas, all the way up to New Year's, and we spent $500,000. And it turned out the goal was to see if we could essentially hack Comscore up by buying traffic, and if we could buy traffic at such a low cost that they would make money off of the advertising on their site. So it was like a 2-tier goal. And the short version is it worked, which is crazy because I didn't know anybody that had done it at that scale. And it's cool for us because it's different, one, and then two, it got pushed. So we're actually still doing it. And we've spent, we're aiming to spend, I guess I should say, 8 figures, on this one project that started with like a phone call and basically like do you think you can even do this? This is possible. So that's been a fun one. And now we have more publisher clients that we're doing this for. And it's really new. Like, I don't know anybody else that's doing this, at least at scale. It's more of those things like we hear rumors kind of thing, but that's been really fun.
Yeah, and there's another one that's non-traditional. One is actually a rehab device that is used if you have problems with your hands, like if you have like a debilitating injury or whatever.
Like a stroke.
Stroke, for the people that need it, it can be like life-changing. Well, there's obviously like Google search is one that worked, but nothing else really worked to be able to get scale. What did work was actually Twitter ads, Twitter lead cards.
Yeah.
Hitting followers of all the different like stroke foundations, brain injury foundations, and all those different areas, and actually that one drove scale, and that channel actually worked for them. So I thought that was like a pretty interesting one because we don't normally run across too many like direct to consumer healthcare type brands like that. With an actual product, and then of course like having Twitter work, Twitter is one of those like platforms that doesn't work for everybody.
It's one, yeah. I mean, I would say to Twitter, it's like point like we want to run any channel that works.
Yep.
Right. We don't care. I mean, if AdWords beats Facebook, so be it. Like, that's good for the client, right? That said, Twitter's usually not the one that wins. So to see it like win for a client was good.